So this is in relation to the athletic jacket that I bought the other day. So I did get a pink and blue one, but not from Uniqlo. I got it from Hollister. So I got this pink one. I think this one looks really cute, but the only downside is there's no pockets at the front. But guys, there's a pocket at the back. A pocket in the back that I don't think I would ever use, but I got this color. I think this color is really cute. I also got it in this dusty blue color. I think the fit of this looks a lot better than the one from Uniqlo, but this one is also a bit thicker, so I think it's not as lightweight as the Uniqlo one, but it's fine. I think this one's like a really cute color, and this dusty blue color is also very cute. But yes, I don't need pockets in the front. I need a pocket in the back. Okay, so I thought more about why this jacket has a back pocket. Okay, so I guess if you're running or if you're walking, you can put your phone in there. But also, why not, if you're gonna put a back pocket, why not also put front pockets? Like, okay. Anyways, I do like how this jacket fits. It looks very cute. And I like the color. And also the detailing is cute. There's a little heart as the zipper. So, I'm not really that mad about it. I sound like I'm bitter, but I'm really not that mad about it. I just wish, you know, I like it when jackets have front pockets. That's it. Rant over. Bye. Okay, I got this shirt at Urban Outfitters, but I got it in blue. But they sent me this color. And honestly, I'm really not that mad about it. So when I went to go try to see if they actually had that color, they actually don't have that color now. So even if I were to like exchange it, I wouldn't get the color that I want anyway. So I'm just gonna keep this shirt. I think the color is honestly very, very cute. I actually don't think I have things in this color. I think it's good for like the fall, but I like it. And I also got this skirt from Cider. I think it's actually a good length. I was worried that it was going to be too short, but I think it looks good. I went to the gym today and one of the TVs was playing the World Cup, and it was between Canada and Qatar. And I kind of just not sat there, but I was on the treadmill just watching that game, and I was like, oh, you know what? It's actually pretty interesting to watch this. So I tried finding, and today was also the Mexico versus South Korea game, and I tried to find it to watch online. But then at some point after looking for like 15-20 minutes, I just gave up and realized that I didn't care anymore. It's not that I didn't care, but I was like, you know what? It's fine. I'm pretty sure I'll find clips of it after the game's over. Okay, so I wanted to talk about my current reads. So I mentioned earlier that I was reading Caraval, but then I put a pause on it because we got introduced to a new character. His name's Dante. And usually I am okay with love triangles, but I didn't know there was going to be a love triangle this one. But as I'm like only on like what, page 120, it looks like he might be another love interest, but I don't want him to be another love interest because I actually really, really like Julian and Scarlett together. And introducing this Dante guy, I was like, no, I actually don't want this love triangle. I don't want this in the book. So I paused it, but I'm gonna read more of it hopefully this weekend and maybe try to finish it this weekend. It's really fast, so I don't think it'll be too much of a problem to finish it in a couple days. And it's not that I hate love triangles. I actually really love reading love triangles, but I like reading it when I know there's going to be a love triangle and when it makes sense to have a love triangle. For this one, it doesn't make sense to have a love triangle, in my opinion, just because I think Julian and Scarlett's relationship is already so strong, and I'm so interested to see how that develops rather than introducing another character. But we'll see. I hope he's not he was introduced like he was gonna be another love interest. Ugh. whatever. I'm team Julian and Scarlett. I don't know, that might come to get me later on. Okay, so I wanted to talk about the other book that I'm reading, which is Go Tell It on a Mountain by James Baldwin. I started this book back in maybe January and February, but I take breaks in between just because I find this book to be pretty a dense read. It talks a lot about the character's relationship with the church and Christianity and their relationship with each other as well. I actually started reading it again this week, and I am about 180 pages now, and I think I could actually finish this weekend. Hopefully that's the goal. But I always usually love James Baldwin and his writing. I've only read so far Giovanni's Room and The Fire Next Time, and The Fire Next Time is a highly recommended read. I absolutely love that book. It's also very short too. It's also nonfiction, and I recommend reading The Fire Next Time. It was one of my favorite books last year, and I think about it constantly. But yeah, hopefully these are the two reads that I hope to finish this weekend. In my previous vlog, I had mentioned when I was reading Caraval that I wanted to read more books that were based around like a carnival. And then I remembered that I had picked up this book recently called Something This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury. Hold on. This book, Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury. And I was like, oh my god, this book also is based around a carnival show. So I'm planning to read this after I finish Caraval. It's also like, you know, it's a summer ween, so this book definitely has some horror in it, and I'm actually so excited to read this. So I'm also gonna have, everyone else is having a summer ween, I'm also gonna have a summer ween and read this. And I'm actually so excited. I really wanna read this right now, just because this suddenly lost my interest, but we're gonna push through, okay? But yeah, this will be my next read after I finish Caraval. So yeah. Oh god. Okay, so it's like maybe like 6:40, 6:50 in the morning. I had a friend ask me if I wanted to play tennis this morning, and I said yeah. So here we are. Even though I had played tennis yesterday, she had asked me during the night, and I was like, you know what, sure. But it's now the morning, and we'll see how that goes. I don't think I've ever played tennis in the morning before, so we'll see. I also have my coffee with Clee and Jean. It was from the Happy Lemon collab that happened maybe like last year with Genshin, and I got this, and I just have a nice coffee inside. Hopefully enough to keep my energy for this morning. I'm not that hungry right now, so I might just eat afterwards. I feel like there's still a lot of food in my tummy. But yeah, good morning. Yesterday I had malatang, and I still feel the malatang in my tummy. I can feel the burning inside. I got like the spiciest level. Honestly, it was so good. But my tummy is burning. But it's okay. It's okay. Oh my god. Okay, so tennis in the morning is actually not that bad, just because the weather was pretty nice. It's not too hot, and the sun actually is just now starting to peek out. It's pretty cloudy, so I think today was actually a really good session. I wish I could have played a bit longer, but I don't know. Maybe next time I'll play maybe like 90 minutes, but I only played for like an hour today. But that was a really good workout. I was really scared about tennis in the morning, but I feel like I've done dance practices in the morning, so tennis in the morning shouldn't be that bad. This was really good. Yay. So sweaty. What the fuck? Bro, that's so gross. Oof. Okay. Okay, it feels like so much of the day has already passed by, but it's only 12:28. So I have an event today from like 1 to like 5-ish. I'm just helping out at this event, so it might be a while, but I feel like there's just such a long day today already. Maybe because I played tennis in the morning, woke up early. I feel like I've done so much already. Now I'm about to do more things today. Hooray! It's fine. I'm actually not that mad that I have to help out at this event. I signed up for it, so it's okay. Like, it's all good. But yeah, happy Saturday. So I'm just walking on one of my favorite nature preserve trails. God, it's so sweaty. And I've been listening to Olivia Rodrigo's new album. God, I love that album so much. I'm resonating with her lyrics and her songs so much. It's hitting a little bit too hard right now, but it's such a good album. I have so many favorite songs in there. I really like Stupid Song and Beg the most so far, but I've been listening to that the entire walk. But yeah, nice nature preserve walk. I try to come here like once a week. I didn't come here last week, but I try to come here once a week just to get a good walk in, some time with nature. It's kind of hard to get down to the river, so I'm not gonna go down. It's pretty dangerous. I couldn't find like a safe route to go for me, at least alone. But I'm just sitting nearby it and listening to the sounds. It's really calming. In the future, I'm gonna live in a house that's near the water so that I can go out and be by it whenever I want. Walk to it. So I can walk to the water, whether it be the beach, a river, or a lake. Just any bodies of water I want to be around. That's where my house will be. Honestly, guys, you should talk to the water, especially if you're a water sign. You should definitely talk to the water. Tell it your secrets, tell it your manifestations, tell it your dreams. I don't know if it's just me, but when I eat pizza, sometimes people like to eat it with ranch or garlic sauce, but I like eating my pizza with sriracha. I think it tastes so good. Okay, so a couple weeks ago, there was this event called Sprinkle Trinkle where a bunch of local artists come to sell their work. So I usually always like going there. It happens like twice a year. So I got this beautiful Columbina print. Columbina is one of my top favorite characters in Genshin, along with Klee. Like Columbina, Klee, Neuvillette, and I'll Hate Them. Those are like my top 4 favorite characters, and just this print is just gorgeous. I remember seeing, I'm like, I have to have it, and it's reflective. So I think I'm gonna put her on my wall. Okay, right there. That's Scaramouche, or now he's called the Wanderer now. So I might put her next to him. Anyways, Columbina, she's my moon goddess. Oh my god. I feel like I've always been someone who really loves the moon and water. So I just feel so connected to Columbina, especially when she was introduced. When she first introduced as a harbinger, I was like, who is this girl? She looks so whimsical, but she's part of this evil crew. So I was like, who is she? And then once we finally get to Nordkai and then finally learn about Columbina, I'm like, oh, she has such a special place in my heart. I relate to her. She's my moon goddess. I always love anything that involves the moon and water. I don't know why, but something about it just feel really connected to it. But yay! Also, I know my room looks different. It's because I'm at my mom's house. You have to look in the camera. Smile.
More than a waste of money. Okay, as expected, this place does look very cool. The walls are lined with photos of presidents.
That's right. Okay, so hello, it's Saturday. I had just came. Okay. So it's Saturday, it's the weekend now, and I had just come back home. I had hung out with my friend earlier in the day. We got lunch and we went to the bookstore. So yeah, of course I got some books today, so I'm gonna show that. Okay. I have some green tea, and then I also have a banana to eat as a snack. So I went to, like I said, me and my friend went to Half Price Books, and then afterwards I went to Barnes and Noble. That's so surprising, right? Yeah. So I think the first two books that I got from Half Price Books, I got this big Les Mis, this beautiful edition. I actually have another penguin edition of Les Mis, but I actually really like this one a lot better, so I'm just gonna give away the other copy I have of Les Mis and keep this one because it's so pretty. And this Chonkers book will be read by me one day, so yay, exciting. The next book I got from Half Price Books was this book, A Certain Hunger. I feel like this is really known on Book Talk, Bookstagram, Booktube. I think it's about a woman who is suddenly hungry for men. I could be wrong, but I'm excited to read this as well. Okay, so next book I got from Barnes and Noble. I really didn't know. I just kind of came in there with like, I kind of been eyeing these books, but I'm like, okay, I kind of want to read these relatively soon, so that's why I did get them. So the first book, this is the whole reason why I came into Barnes and Nobles, was to get this book called Embers by Sandor Marai. I think this is a book from an Hungarian author. Let's see. In this magnificent rediscovered masterpiece of world literature, the Hungarian author Sandor Marai conjures the mournful glamour of the decaying Austro-Hungarian Empire and the distilled wisdom of its last heirs. In a secluded woodland castle, an old general prepares to receive a rare visitor, a man who was once his closest friend, but whom he has not seen in 41 years. Over the ensuing hours, hosts and guests will fight a duel of words, silence, accusations, and evasions. They will exhume the memory of their friendship and that of the general's beautiful, long-dead wife, and they will return to the time of the three of them last sat together following a hunt in a nearby forest, a hunt in which no game was taken, but during which something was lost forever. Oh, very interesting. Okay. The next book I got was a romance book called First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. Lately, I've been kind of in the mood to read romances. Like I said before, I'm kind of picky with romances that I read, but I heard this one was pretty good, and I think the characters are a lot older. So let's see, the character A hopeless romantic meets a demoralized radio host in this cozy Sleepless in Seattle inspired love story. I never watched Sleepless in Seattle. Maybe I should watch it. But I heard this was really good, and I like that these characters are a bit older. I think they're a bit older. Please. I'm assuming they are a bit older, basically reading from the back. So, Aiden Valentine. His name's Aiden. No hate to Aidens out there, but okay. Aiden Valentine has a secret. He's fallen out of love with love, and as the host of Baltimore's romance hotline, that's a bit of a problem. And when a young girl calls into the station asking for dating advice for her mom, the interview goes viral, thrusting Aiden and heartstrings into the limelight. Oh, okay. This is what it's about. Okay. I'm excited to read this. I heard this was really good too. The next book that I got was a fantasy book called The Second Death of Locke by V.L. Bobalino. I actually started reading this from the library, but I was not able to finish it, and I just wasn't in the mood to read it on my e-reader, so I was like, this seems like a book that I want to get physically. And I actually heard a lot about this book, and when I was reading, I was like, oh, I was really liking it so far from the couple pages that I read. And usually when it comes to fantasy books, I love to read them physically just because I love looking at the maps, and like when they do pages like this, I just think it's so pretty. So, oh my god, look. I'm really excited to read this. I heard this was so good. It's about a lady knight. I actually haven't read a lady knight book yet, so I heard that's like all the rage now, so I'm very excited to read this. I actually might read this soon. I'm going on a retreat with some of my friends, so I think I might bring this one. This one might be a good contender for that. So, yay! I actually have an assignment due tomorrow, but I'm gonna lock in and try to do that today. I just have to write like a brief paper. It shouldn't be too long. It's about 300 to 500 words, and I don't think will take me too long to do. I just have to watch the lectures, but I think the lectures is actually very entertaining to watch, and it's on a subject that I find very interesting, that I'm very interested in. Like, I work in this industry. The class is called the American Healthcare System, so we're just learning about, the flaws of the American healthcare system. Okay, I finished my assignment, and now I'm actually playing tennis tomorrow, but at like 6:30 in the morning, but it's like 12 a.m. right now. But I also have to change the grip on my tennis racket, because this is gonna give me blisters if I don't change it, and I don't want to have blisters. Not fun. Also, I think I forgot to show one of those at Barnes & Nobles I got. The Care Bear bookmark. It's so cute. I love Care Bears. Yeah. I think I also wanted to, after I figure this out, maybe I could talk about why I'm being more active now. I feel like I've always been a pretty active person, but for some reason, I think over the past couple years, I just haven't been that active. Like, I played tennis during high school, and then during college, I kind of stopped. Well, I played a few times with a couple of friends, but I didn't really have too many friends who played during college, so I kind of just stopped. Yeah. Well, I did have one friend, but I think we just stopped talking, so, but all good. I don't know if I'm doing this right, to be honest. I know I'm supposed to take this all off. Okay. I feel like I've always wanted to be someone who would consistently go to the gym, consistently work out, but I feel like there was always something stopping me from, like, going to the gym every single day. I used to have, like, I still kind of do have, like, gym anxiety, but I think it's just lately, over the past couple months, I was like, who fuck cares? Like, who the fuck cares if I'm doing something wrong? Like, they can just tell me if I'm doing something wrong. And I would always get like intimidated by like the weightlifting section. But I was like, why? They're just men. They're just men. And honestly, people at the gym are just doing whatever they're doing at the gym. So yeah, I've been weightlifting now, not like intensely, but just like in order to build strength. And honestly, I've noticed a huge difference whenever, like, since I started weightlifting, I just noticed a huge difference in my energy, especially when it comes to like dancing, because I feel like people who know me can attest to this, but I'm a pretty like weak dancer, and I think that's because I think I'm just like relatively pretty lanky, and like my arms don't really have a lot of strength, and neither do like the rest of my body just doesn't have a lot of strength. So sometimes my dancing comes off very like light and like not very strong, so I don't have a lot of like, I don't have a heavy set when I dance, so sometimes I have to push myself to have more power in my movements. So with weightlifting, I noticed that I'm having more consistency with my dancing. I'm hitting sharper moves, so I'm honestly like, wow, weightlifting, or like just strength training in general, helps a lot. And I just feel a lot healthier too. Like, I feel like I can take on the day ever since I started working out consistently. So, and like being more active, I'm like, wow. Unfortunately, guys, very bad news. Working out does feel good, and I know it like sucks to go to the gym, but I think once you establish a routine, like I go immediately after work. Like as soon as I clock out, I'm out the door. I don't give myself any time to rest. I don't lie in the bed. As soon as I clock out, I go in my car and I head to the gym, and that honestly helps me a lot. And I work from home, so I do not have like a lot of movement in my body throughout the day. I want to invest in like a walking pad or a standing desk just so I could have that movement, but since I don't have that movement too often, I'm like, I gotta go to the gym. I have so much of this pent up like stress that I need to release. All this stress and like built up negative emotions from work, and just throughout the day, I'm like, yeah, let's just release it all at the gym. And it's been very helpful, like mentally too. Like usually after the gym, I'm like, oh, that was great, we're doing it again. As for my schedule, I'm trying to establish a good schedule. How do I do this? I'm trying to establish like, yeah, a good schedule. So I'm trying to go at least 4 days a week. If I can, try to hit 5 days a week, but sometimes like I get pretty busy. Sometimes I have practices, and then sometimes I just have an event to go to on the weekday, so I'm like, I can't have time to like fit in a workout, especially since I get off at 4:30 and then I get to the gym around 5. It's just like, ugh. And then by the time I leave, it's like 6:30, get home 7. I'm like, oh my god, so much of the day is gone. So like if I have an event at 7, I am not going to the gym that day. So I try to, in order to like fulfill that day that I didn't work out, I try to be active during the weekends. So like this week, I think I had missed a couple of days at the gym, so I'm going to play tennis during the week, this weekend. So yeah, tomorrow I'm going to play tennis. I accidentally double booked, so I'm playing tennis in the morning at 6:30 and then again at 7. So we'll see how that goes. I don't think it's going to be too bad. I also plan to go to tomorrow. So there's this museum that opened up again. They're like opening up just for like 5 weeks only. It's in downtown Dallas. It's called the Museum of Natural History. And I remember going to that museum when I was younger. So I like whenever I go to the state fair, I'm like, oh my god, this place has like the dinosaurs outside. I have memories of it, but they're not very strong. So tomorrow I'm going to the museum just to bring back memories, and I'm so excited. Anyways, I don't really know. I don't think it's that hard. There's like a little film. I just gotta. I don't know how to do this, but. Okay, I regripped it. I think I did a terrible job, but whatever. If it comes off, it comes off. But yay! New grip. This honestly feels terrible. Well, it doesn't feel terrible, but it just doesn't feel as good as the one that was on here. Maybe because I bought a cheap one, but whatever. It's okay. I've learned how to do it by myself, so hooray! Now I'm gonna go to sleep and then wake up again in 5 more hours. Bye! Okay, I just made it to the Dallas Museum of Natural History. I haven't gone out yet because I'm not sure where it is, but I think parking is free if you go here, and it's also free to get into the museum. So I'm here by myself, but I'm really excited for today. But yeah, the drive was easy. Well, it was not that bad. They have signs for what gate you need to go to, and yeah, parking is free. At least today, parking is free. There is the World Cup Fan Fest that happens over here. I don't know if that's happening right now, but I'm not here to see that. I'm here to see that museum, so let's go. Okay, it's hot. But there was also a farmer's market that was happening. The farmer's market was honestly pretty small. So only like a few shops there. But I got matcha. It's a banana matcha. It actually tastes pretty. It tastes good. I don't really taste the matcha, but I taste a lot of banana. Let me try it again. Yeah, I just mainly taste the banana, but still good, still very refreshing. So, so hot, hold on. So, at the museum, there's only like 4 hallways that you could go into. I wasn't sure if today was the only day where they had one section closed. It said there was a section closed due to an event. I didn't know what, it was like the 2nd floor, so I didn't know what was on that floor. Only floor that was open here today was like the 1st floor. There's only 4 hallways, and they had dioramas of like American wildlife, and it was pretty cool to see like the American Wildlife Creature Center there. Pretty cool exhibits, but it is very small. I think at most I spent maybe 20 minutes there. But there are a lot of kids. I had tried to come here early before like the people started coming in, but it's okay. You don't really take that long, so I guess that's why. Hopefully the parking's still free. I haven't checked if the parking would not be free once I leave here today, but yeah, it's still 11. I might either go home or stop by the store. I actually wanted to stop by the mall to see if I could get like a certain shirt that I wanted, so I might go just because I don't think too many people at the mall yet. So yeah, I still haven't moved yet. It's been like 10 minutes. I'm still deciding on what to do. So I go home, I can eat lunch. My mom wants me to drop her off at her friend's house, so I think while I do that, I might actually just go to a cafe. Not get another drink. I'll probably just get like a piece of bread or something. If just waiting for her and working on other things on my laptop. Because I think I have to at least make a book post today. So I guess I could work on that too. Do some writing, reflecting, journaling, reading. There, just enjoy my Sunday. I did play tennis this morning. Got up at 5 a.m. Went there, got there at 6:30, played for like an hour and a half, left. The sun wasn't bad, like the sun was covered. And then tonight, tennis again. So like yesterday, after I came back home from the museum, I really didn't do much of anything. I took off my makeup, I changed, and I just took a nap. I was so tired yesterday that I think the entire day my lower left eye kept like throbbing or twitching, and I was like, yeah, I have not gotten enough sleep that whole weekend. I think like even on Saturday, for some reason I had woken up at 5 a.m. and then Sunday again woke up at 5 a.m. I was just so tired. Like I didn't really do much. I didn't go to the cafe. I like stayed home after the museum and then left only when I went to go play tennis in the evening. And then even then, after I came back home, I was so ready for bed. So I just slept. I went to sleep as soon as I could in order to prepare for today, which is Monday. And today, even though it's a 4-day week, work is gonna be stressful because I have a deadline on Thursday. I can make it. It's just stressful because, you know, it's a deadline. Deadlines are always stressful. There's a lot of things that need to be done. There's a lot of emails need to be sent, and I'm just so ready to be done for today. I have like 40 minutes left in the workday, and it already took me out. It's only a Monday, but we'll get through it. We'll get through it. Everything's gonna be just fine. Everything's gonna be good. Everything will be good. Everything's good. Everything's good.